Hi, my name is Eric Self from Little Walter Tube Amps, littlewaltertubeamps.com, and I'm here today to introduce you to the brand new 8-watt head or combo version tube amplifier. This amp is from the genius mind of Phil Bradbury at Little Walter Tube Amps, the builder and creator of those amplifiers. And today I just want to introduce you to this amp, go through a couple of sounds and show you what this amp is capable of, show you how flexible this amp can be in any environment that you need it to be. This amp is a 6V6, it is 12AX7 and a 5Y3 rectifier. Today we're playing it through a Little Walter 112 cab. It's got a Celestion speaker in the back, and it also is available in a combo, a 10-inch. If you prefer a little smaller speaker, you can also get a 10-inch combo. What you heard just a few moments ago was just the amplifier with just a touch of reverb added. And I just turned that off. Just a touch of reverb added, just to give it that warmth. It's a great platform. It is so versatile. It takes pedals extremely well, and we're going to run through some of those pedals today. Specifically wanted to show this to the praise and worship community. I know we always looking for amplifiers to fulfill the tone that we're needing at lower wattage and lower volumes. And this, my friends, does just that. So without further ado, let's take a look at this amplifier, some of the features that are on it, some of the unique aspects of this great hand-wired, all made in the USA amplifier. And so what we've got on the front of the amp is it's actually got two channels. It's got a normal and a bright channel. We're going to take a look at both of those today. And it's got your master volume, your bass, and your treble. Now some of you out there are probably used to a lot more knobs on some of your amplifiers, but my friends, that's all you need on this amplifier. Phil believes the shortest pathway is the purest tone, and we all spend a lot of money on our guitars and our pedal boards, and so you also want to put that same investment, it's a sound investment, into your amplifier. So I'm going to play a little bit of just some clean here, and I'm on the bridge pickup for all of this. I'll scroll down to the neck pickup here in just a few. I'm going to drop this down to about 9 o'clock, just so you can hear how quiet it can be. And in the praise and worship setting, I know if you're worship leaders like mine, you're occasionally asked to turn down. So let's see if we can comply and see if we still get that high quality tone that we're all chasing. So just a real clean, real warm, buttery sounding tone. And that is at 9 o'clock. We're going to go through and show some distortion pedals here in a moment so you can hear some dirt pushed through some of the pedals at this volume as well. Right now I'm going to take us on up to about the noon position and do a little bit of strumming just so you can get an idea of what that sounds like. And again, I'm on the neck position right now. Again, that real warm, clean, buttery, yet chimey, clean tone. It's perfect for praise and worship applications, or as versatile as you need it for any application that you may use. Let's take it on up to about the 3 o'clock position. What you're going to notice is a little bit of breakup is going to start to enter in. And again, we're using a telly. We're going to hit it with some humbuckers in a few moments as well. I'm going to switch back to the bridge pickup for a little bit of dirt here. nice distortion, has some nice sustain to it, yet has some chime in there as well, some glass or some chime. Let's take it on up and kind of get it into the dime section here so you can hear what's going to do. Again, I'm going to be on the bridge pickup. That is all from the amplifier. That is no pedals at all, so you get a nice beefy rich tone there with some chime added to it, and it just would work perfect. And so you're down to about the 10 o'clock. It may not be where you want to be on stage volumes for praise and worship guys, unless you've got an ISO booth or somewhere to push it off stage, an ISO cab, something like that, to where you can have it muted or again have it off stage. But let's go back to that 3 o'clock position now, and I'm going to start going through some of the overdrive pedals. We're going to start here with one of my favorites, the Nobels ODR1. Again, and so you just hear the versatility and the great platform that's already laid for you in choosing your pedals. So just a great platform to push whatever pedal you want to push through. I'm going to continue to play through a couple of these. So I'm going to start with the KTR from Klon, and we'll give that a push through here. Again, just a great platform to carry whatever pedal you want to push. It receives it well, articulates it well, and just presses it out into your audience very well. I'm going to try another one. I've got a pork loin here that we're going to use, another one of my personal favorites. We're going to use the Way Huge pork loin and add a little bit of bass to the mix. So now what I'm going to do is, that was mostly rhythm, strumming. We're going to go through and actually do a little bit of lead articulations. So again, we're going to start with the ODR1. All right, and then let's go to the pork loin. And then to the KTR. Right. Definitely articulates all of those well, comes through nice, clear, chimey, with the distortion characteristics of the pedals themselves, right? Blended with the amplifier characteristics for that beautiful platform that you've created. I'm going to go through and add some cleans now. I'm going to add a little bit of reverb from my wet. It's a mono reverb, not a stereo reverb. And going to also add in a little bit of tremolo. Okay, so we're just going to play through some of that so you get a little feel for that. Just a very creamy, rich tone is what you get out of this amplifier. This amplifier is incredibly versatile, handles anything you put in front of it, and gives you that true tone and delivers for you. It's a fantastic hand-built boutique amplifier from the fine folks over at Little Walter Tube Amps and Phil Bradbury. Phil and Carol make a fantastic amplifier. I can't say enough good things about those fine folks. When you order one, you truly are becoming part of a family, and they do just an outstanding job of taking care of building great amplifiers and taking care of their clientele. Okay, so we're going to dial in a little bit of delay here on the timeline. I know as praise and worship guitarists, most of us have access to some sort of delay, whether it be a timeline or a Boss DD of sorts. But let's go ahead and just see how it handles some nice delay. So again, just one of the tools of the trade. Sounds incredible through the Little Walter Tube Amp. This 8-watter is just very versatile for our purposes. Even if you're not in the praise and worship scene and you're looking for something that will allow you to play and perform and have that tone, whether it be at bedroom volume or even small clubs, it has the power to do that. This has enough power to push you over drums in small club situations, especially nowadays. We're all moving to smaller combos or smaller heads and smaller cabs anyway, and we're going to be mic'd and pushed through a PA system thanks to today's technology that makes that possible. So this gives you a smaller footprint on stage. It does not weigh as much as the old heads would weigh that you're used to carrying, Marshalls, whatever it might be. So it's very light, versatile, and just incredibly, what I like to use the term is sonically rich. It just gives you a very sonically rich palette to lay whatever it is you want to lay upon as far as your pedals go. And so, you may not like some of the pedals I had today. Maybe you've got some of your favorites. I'm sure you do. But whatever you push in front of this amplifier, it's going to come out pristine. It's going to be warm. It's going to be chimey. It's going to give you just a great foundation for whatever pedals you want to push in front of it. So I switched over to the humbucker guitar. I've got my Les Paul out, and we're going to push the Little Walter again to show the versatility of this amplifier and how it responds to different guitars. We're going to push through some humbuckers here and get some tone variances versus the Tele that we just played. So everything's wide open on the guitar, and we're set at about 9 o'clock, and we're just going to go through some simple rhythms and arpeggiations. So here we go. Okay, so we're going to go up now to about noon, and you're going to hear some breakup now come through the amp. Again, just because the power of the humbuckers here. So here we go. And just great chiminess to it. Really articulates and translates the Les Paul tone really well. Let's go on up to about 3 o'clock. You're really going to hear some breakup come through now, and that's all from the amplifier. We do not have any pedals on in our chain whatsoever. So here we go. smooth, buttery, chimey. It's, again, just a great platform, and all that is pure amp, no pedals, no effects, just amp and guitar, right? One of the very cool things that you can do, a lot of folks, especially older gentlemen or ladies, may recall that if you can use your volume tone, right? We can keep it up at about 3 o'clock, and I'm just going to scroll back here, and I can clean it up just as much as I want to. Start to run through here. I'll take my volume knob up to about 8, get a little more breakup. And eventually take it on up all the way again, and we have all of that power underneath our control. Again, just articulates beautifully. We're going to go through and push it all the way, just so you hear what wide open sounds like on this beautiful 8-watt. There's a lot of power there, but it cleans up beautifully. You can scroll back your volume knob, clean up. I know Greg Martin from the Kentucky Headhunters, that's his thing. He loves to use his volume knob to roll back to get cleans and just roll it, push it back up when he wants that crank and distortion. Right, that great overdrive, that buttery richness that comes through here. Let's go back now. I'm going to take it back down to 9 o'clock. And I'm going to push some pedals through it. Again, here is your bass clean tone. All right, it's just a great clean tone. Again, we're going to start with the Nobles ODR1. Here we go. Okay, and then we're going to go with the KTR from Klon. And then we're going to throw on the pork loin again as well from Way Huge. So again, just great articulation of those pedals, and you can definitely tell those pedals apart, and that's all partially because you've got such a great platform to start with here to build from. This, I just like to call it my foundation to my tone, right? It is basically where the rest of my tone is built on top of, is that amplifier. And then you build with whatever pedals you want to color your sound with, and it handles those and articulates those tremendously well, and you get a true tone from those pedals because this amplifier gives you that foundation, that sonic foundation to build from. I'm going to switch over for a moment and go with a little bit of clean, just a touch of reverb. Again, I'm using my wet from New & Neighbor, and we'll go through and use that. Here we go. takes that reverb and pushes just the tonal qualities and characteristics of this amplifier and pushes it, gives it just that little bit of shimmer, sparkle, if you want to use that term, and really articulates it, translates that beautifully. Let's go back over to the timeline for a little bit of delay here. So I've got the volume set at about 3 o'clock, the bass at about noon, and the treble at about 2 o'clock right now. And we're not going to use any effects on this. It's all going to be just straight amp and guitar. And going to get some nice warm breakup, some chiminess out of it. Going to hit it with some chords, and then a little bit of solo single note work as well. So you can see it has just the right amount of edge and power that you need. You can scroll this back and get a nice clean, it's a nice, great, woody, clean tone from it. Keep going back till we get to the clean point that you'd like to. This amp pretty much travels wherever I go. I know it's going to give me that sonic foundation that I can build on, that I have built upon to get the tones that I'm looking for, that I'm chasing. And I know that my guitars are going to be responsive to that platform. Just super versatility is one of the main selling points of this amplifier. Sonically, flawless. Just sounds great no matter what you plug up into it. Switch over to a hollow body. I've got the Gibson 335, and just going to push it through. We're going to do some of a clean, warm kind of jazz tone here. We're going to dial that in again to show the versatility of this amplifier. I've got just a little bit of reverb on here so we can get an idea of how that sounds with it. So here we go. And again, we're only on about 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And so real subtle, but just great clean tone, great warm clean tone. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and push through. This time take the reverb off just so you hear the nice dry amplifier. One of the things I may have neglected to mention earlier was how touch sensitive this amp can become. It's one of those things where if you dig in to the guitar, then it responds appropriately. Let's go down to the treble pickup. If I really dig into it, but if I hit it very softly, it responds accordingly. Articulates beautifully. So I've now switched over to a PRS full single cut hollow body, full hollow body. I'm up on the piezo. These amplifiers also take acoustics extremely well. So if you're plugging in your Taylor, your Breedlove, Gibson, Martin, whatever you want to plug into it, again, that tonal sonic foundation is there. So I'm just going to play through the piezo here. This amplifier can handle just really sweet, clean, heavenly tones, all the way to really dirty, gritty overdrive. And again, it gives you that sonic foundation in which you can lay all your pedals on top of and really come across and color your palette as an artist with any of those tones that you want to paint with sonically. And so it really is that foundation in which all of the tone is built from. Again, this is the 8-watt Little Walter from littlewaltertubeamps.com. If you would, head on over and call Phil Bradbury if you wish, the builder. You can call him, he's easily accessible and is just a tremendous person to work with. There is a full line of Little Walter tube amps out there, whether it be the 8-watt all the way up to a 50-watt. Even for some steel players, there's 80 watts. Phil just has some very unique amplifiers out there that are just built differently. Hand-wired, point-to-point, no turret boards, all USA, incredibly wonderful amplifiers. Can't say enough good things about them and the people over there. Head over to littlewaltertubeamps.com. You can see all the products and array of amplifiers that they provide. I really can't say enough good things about the folks over there. Tremendous people. It's not just buying an amplifier, but you're becoming part of a family. Again, I'm Eric Self with Little Walter Tube Amps. Go to littlewaltertubeamps.com and give Phil Bradbury a call. Tell him I sent you. Thank you.